Okay, I want to use this opportunity to introduce my department and university. So I'm attached with Bioresource Technology Divisions at School of Industrial Technology, University of Science Malaysia since 1992, now almost 29 years. University of Science Malaysia is the second oldest university in Malaysia, and it is situated in Penang, the north part of what we call our country. This university is the only apex university in Malaysia. USM was selected by Ministry of Higher Education as the only university in the apex program we call Accelerated Program for Excellence. And this is the following the outline of my lecture. I will focus on the fundamental and applied research from my lab. These will include physical treatments via gamma ray, mechanical treatment via incorporation of biofillers and organic filler, and chemical treatment using coupling agents. Then I will share the basic principle and advanced green material applications. And I will also present our advanced finding on the seaweed-based aerogel and its application. And lastly, the conclusion where I will be summarize the lecture today. Presented here is an overview of the problem associated with the plastic waste. Since 1950s, plastic have been widely used in various applications such as packaging, electronics, and furniture. In 2020, the global plastic production reached up to 400 million metric tons. From these figures, it is generated plastic waste approximately 8 million metric ton in 2020, and it is expected to reach 25 million metric ton by 2050. Due to disposal and recycling problems, bioplastics are considered as an alternative material to the conventional plastics. So at present, the production of bioplastic is increasing, and it is expected to hit 2.6 million ton by 2020. This image clearly illustrated how plastics waste affect us. Despite affecting the soil and water sources by harmful chemicals, plastic waste also end up in the ocean, killing millions of marine animals. This problem also caused economic damage to the fishing and tourism industries by USD 6 to 19 billion per year. So, how this problem can be solved? Natural biopolymer is a promising alternative material because it is renewable, inexpensive, biodegradable, and compostable. This means that the material can break down into carbon dioxide and water, which is environmentally sustainable. These slides show the classification of basic polymers, which can be divided into two groups, synthetics and natural polymers. The synthetic polymers can be grouped into non-degradables and degradable, whereby the natural polymers are obtained or derived from plants, animals, and microorganisms. So next, these figures show the type of natural biopolymers that include macroalgae, keratin, salt, cysteine, collagen, cellulose, and etc. Why macroalgae? Previous study had proved that microalgae consists of a multiple source of biopolymer such as alginate, carrageenan, and agar. These figures explain the significance of using microalgae as a source of green material. Microalgae is a photosynthetic organism that grow in aquatic environment. So why seaweed as the source of green material? So in our biopolymer labs, a seaweed, because seaweed, one of the microalgae, has been extensively studied because of their biodegradability, fast cultivated growing species, non-toxicity, and forming ability. The statistics, shown that global seaweed market in 2019 was 59 billion US dollar, and this amount is projected to achieve more than 85 billion in 2026, whereas in Asia alone, it is estimated $20 billion in the same year. Such increment is due to its promising a raw material in various applications. These are the basic properties of seaweed. The figures on the left show the chemical structure of seaweed phycocolloids, which mainly contain hydroxyl groups, which is why seaweed is hydrophilic in nature. From the chemical compositions, seaweed composed of 60 to 75% of carbohydrates, which is mainly attributed to long-chain polysaccharides, such as hemicellulose, cellulose, and etc. These are the main components that make up the plant cell wall architecture of the seaweed. From these figures, seaweed possess attractive properties such as unique mechanical properties, ability to form colloids, then the ease of processing and maintenance, suitable for biomedical application, eco-friendly and sustainable, and cheap, and also available but large quantity. Extensive study has been done in our labs. Since seaweed is hydrophilic in nature, it is contain hydroxyl groups that tends to attract water. Thus limit its application. That's why treatment need to be done. So the treatment, treatment include physical treatments, mechanical treatments, and chemical treatments. And this is to enhance the seaweed properties. In this study, seaweed neem incorporated with neem leaf extract by inducing gamma irradiation for post-curing treatments. A simplified illustrations of seaweed matrix interaction with neem leaf after cast were presented in the first figures, and while the second figure show the possible chemical interactions of gamma radiation on seaweed neem film. The enhancement of biofilm induced through gamma radiation and form stronger intermolecular bonds between seaweed and neem, thus increase its properties. This finding is reported and published in Polymers journal in 2020. In this slide, the result of finding also can be observed. So first, through the SEM and AFM images of seaweed neem leaf biopolymers, it showed that the surface roughness reduces as the doses gamma ray increase. This finding also associated to a cross-linking process between seaweed and neem induced by gamma irradiation. The contact angles of the biopolymer film also increases upon increasing irradiations up to 2.5 kilogray. This is due to the reduction of hydroxyl groups in seaweed neem biofilm, which lower the surface energy and makes the film more hydrophobic. For the biodegradation test, the percentage of weight loss is increased with the numbers of days up to 50 days. This study proved that the optimum doses used to enhance the properties of the seaweed neem biopolymer is 2.5 kilogray. All doses increase more than 3.5 kilogray, the degradation occur, thus lower the properties. Next, we focus on the properties improvement through mechanical treatment. In this study, neat seaweed was reinforced with biofiller generated via microbial-induced calcium carbonate process using Bacillus sphaericus. The results show that the tensile strength incorporated with biofiller had increased by 35%, water barrier increased by 32%, and the contact angles increased by 10%. This is due to the good compatibility between matrix and the biofiller that makes the stress transfer from the matrix to the filler more efficient, thus improve the properties of the seaweed biopolymer. Figure on the right shown the seaweed-based composite films incorporated with biofiller show higher degradations than those with the commercial one. And this result has been published also in the Journal of Culinary Production in 2018. Next, also through improvement using mechanical treatment, but with the incorporation of microcrystalline cellulose, MCC, organic filler. The organic filler used in the study were generated from our local type of bamboo, namely lemang bamboo and semantan bamboo. From the graph, there are significant enhancement on the tensile strength and contact angles and water permeability for the sample incorporated with MCC from lemang bamboo. The SCM micrograph show well-embedded MCC in the seaweed matrix, indicated good interfacial addition between both materials. This finding also have been published in Bioresource Journal in 2019. The next slide is on the enhancement of seaweed through chemical treatment. In general, the enhancement using chemical treatments can be achieved, especially like a coupling agent and hydride modification, compatibilizer enhancement, and etc. A previous study has shown that the application of coupling agent silane can impart improvement in physical, mechanical, and chemical properties. Therefore, in this study, we use tri-ethoxymethylsilane for the surface activation of seaweed nanocellulose film. Silane acts as a bridge that modifies the active site of OH group on the surface of a seaweed nanocellulose. The graph explains the result of the surface treatments. The seaweed biocomposites reinforced with various amount of nanocellulose, 1, 3, and 5%, and treated under different concentration of silane, 5, 15, and 25%. The tensile strength, water vapor permeability, and the contact angles of the biocomposites were enhanced as the silane concentration increased up to 25%. The silane treatment helped to enhance the properties of the seaweed nanocellulose film by bridging the silane network with OH groups of the seaweed and nanocellulose. The bonding improved the properties of the film, such as mechanical, physical, and etc. Presented here is the application of the biofilm produced from our extensive studies. This image show the application of seaweeds-based biopolymer for packaging application. So first, for dry food packaging, for example, for red dates, spices, and tapioca chips. The next image are the biofilm packaging for non-food, for example, plastic cutlery and facial cottons. The seaweed-based biopolymer was also applied in agriculture mulching. As shown in this image, we had planted chili using the conventional, the blue one, the conventional, and the seaweed using the conventional and seaweed-based mulching. This is the seaweed-based mulching. And we found that the seaweed-based mulch directly biodegrade and compose into the soil after a certain period, whereas this is not the case, okay, happens with the conventional plastic. So with these applications of biodegradable and compostable seaweed mulching material, the disposal problem of the plastic waste is eliminated. This slide shows the advanced studies of the seaweed-based aerogel using seaweed as the main material. What is the aerogel? Aerogel is the porous, ultralight material consists of unique properties such as low density and high surface area. From these figures, the process of seaweed-based aerogel start with gelatins process to produce the seaweed suspensions, followed by aging process to form seaweed wet gel. Then the drying process was applied using a freeze dry method at minus 80 degrees Celsius. The unique structure of high surface area of seaweed aerogel make it suitable for advanced application such as in biomedical, construction and engineering, electronics, and packaging. As shown in the slide, we have studied seaweed-based aerogel for environmental application. The seaweed-based aerogel was applied for oil absorbent intended to solve the oil spill pollution problem. The aerogel was produced with only 1 gram of seaweed and cellulose nanofibers. Resulted show that the seaweed-based aerogel was able to absorb 250 milliliter of oil within 20 seconds. So this result prove how powerful seaweed-based aerogel due to its high surface area and high porosity. Another potential study is the seaweed-based aerogel for biomedical application. We are currently developing a seaweed-based aerogel incorporated with antibacterial materials for wound healing and dressing applications. And this material will be applied as superficial wound dressings in the form of patch as well as injectable form as seen in this what you call graphic figure. This project involved with the biomedical plastic surgery consultant medical teams, and our review paper has been extensively detailed in polymer genus also 2020. So as the conclusion, I believe that we could identify the effects of plastic waste to the environment. Therefore, seaweed has been selected as the alternative source over conventional plastics. However, the hydrophilic nature of seaweed has limited its application. Through our extensive study, we can summarize that the hydrophilicity of seaweed can be overcome via physical, mechanical, and chemical treatments. These enhanced seaweed biopolymers has been successfully translated into a product for packaging, agriculture mulching application, and etc. So for our advanced research on seaweeds aerogel has a very promising future in various advanced applications such as biomedicals, oil spill application, and etc. So with that, this work was funded by the Ministry of Higher Education of my fundamental research grant scheme, Malaysian Research Star Awards 2018-2020. So this is the end of my lecture. Thank you very much for your attention. Thank you, IAM.